Here we are, here in the valley, by the riverside. We have our peace, we have our freedom, if only for a time. We won't go on wooded part when come the winter time. We know it well, the pain of a leaving, but this will raise the bar. And I will go with all I know to seek the sounds of our dreaming.
Alright guys, I may have to talk a little bit louder here. They're cutting hay and they're actually loading the bales today in the field right behind the sawmill. So got a lot of tractors moving in and out, and that hay field is actually about 15 feet from the back of the Wood-Mizer, so forgive me if I start screaming here. This is the second slab today. The first slab had tons of sapwood. Wasn't worth showing it to you guys. This is the second one. There's a lot of sapwood in it. It's about 4 inches on the side. This is about 22 inches wide. So nice walnut color in here, just a lot of sapwood. I'm hoping when we get about 2 more cuts deep in this log, we should start getting that good heartwood and also start capturing that crotchwood that's left at the bottom. We won't throw water on this one. I just want to give you an idea of what it was looking like here in these yard trees, which is what this one was. You just have so much sapwood here on the sides. Tons of sapwood. Some people hate it, some people like it. You know, as far as money goes, it brings less money with this much sapwood right here. It's kind of hard to get the money that you would get out of a slab that has about 1 inch of sapwood when you have 4 inches right here on this side. So All right, after taking another look at this slab, I found something I liked. Right here at the top, you got these cathedral patterns coming in where the heartwood starts taking over with the sapwood. It's pretty nice right there. We'll throw some water out here on the top. Kind of see how that comes out when the water goes on it. I like that. It's pretty neat. Alright guys, I was talking smack about this slab and all the sapwood. I'm gonna have to eat my words here. I think it's gonna look pretty interesting with some water on it. I think I was proven wrong on that one. A little defect right there, a hole starting. Put some epoxy in there, no big deal. But I really like how that cathedral pattern starts in right there at the top and starts coming down like raindrops, kinda. Even though we got a lot of sapwood, that's a really nice slab because it has that on the end. Alright guys, before we take a look at these slabs, that last cut, it just quit cutting for some reason right here. I don't know what happened there. The saw head quit moving, and it was like the blade was hitting metal, and I advanced it on, and you got a lot of these ripples in here, and there's a little bit of a dip right here. I'm not sure what is in here. And I got a knot right here in the middle, crotch figure on the sides, but it's almost like I hit metal, so I got my detector out here. We'll see if anything's hiding in there. Let me check it out, make sure it's calibrated. Good to go. Now you can't always see nails in here when they're hiding, but I had to have hit something. That just makes no sense where the saw will quit advancing. Unless this is just extremely hard right in here where these knots are in this juvenile wood. I don't know. I'm not hearing anything. What I am hearing is some thunder. We got some storms moving in. No. Well, that just makes no sense right there. I could have swore, I didn't hear it, but it felt just like I hit some metal or some kind of object here in the log. You know, it started right in this area is where these ripples are, and I got a little bit of a dip right here where the blade dived just a little. That's what happens whenever you hit some metal. There's nothing there. Well, who knows? The mysteries of sawing sometimes. Let's try to get these slabs over here on the sawhorses and take a look at them before this storm moves in. Alright, not too bad of a slab right here. Got some nice crotch figure at the top. Got some terrible rot right there in the middle. Terrible right there. Take a lot of epoxy to fill that in, but it can be done. Really nice down here on the other end of it. Got some good color. 24 inches at the widest point. A lot of sapwood right there, about 4 inches on your sapwood, but these yard trees, that's what happens sometimes, a lot of sapwood. Probably won't throw water on the whole slab, but I am going to throw some up here at the top to reveal this crotch figure right here. And it looks like some nice figure right here as well. Very nice. Alright guys, I don't know if we'll get to this beach today or not. This is the view from right behind where I stand to run the sawmill. We got some good sized storms moving in here. Now I'm covered, I don't mind sawing in the rain, but I don't like sawing when you got lightning going on. Especially having the back end of this building wide open. Well, that storm is moving in. We're going to shut down here pretty soon, it looks like. But this is probably going to be the last slab you look at today. It's probably going to be the best slab that we've sawed today. Right here at the crotch figure, we're 26 inches on the width. And everything's pretty solid on this slab. No holes in it, not a lot of defects, just a few knots. And we'll go ahead and throw some water on this one. And we should have some really nice crotch figure right here. Looks like it's intact. There's no cracks or nothing like that going on with it. It should look really good. And it might even be a little curly right here on the side toward the sapwood. We'll see.
And how far I run, you'll always be missing when the day is done. Hey, now the truth is I don't really know why. I just let the wild wind decide, 'cause I go blind when I try to find you. Yes, I go blind when I try to find you. But I'll find you.